So the Young Inventor Challenge was started when my daughter in 4th grade invented 2 games. And I saw how excited she was in the invention process. And we were already running the Chicago Toy and Game Fair at that time. And so we thought we needed to bring this to more kids. And our mission is to inspire the next generation to use creativity, critical thinking, and STEAM skills in the innovation process of toys and games. And we connect them with toy and game executives from Mattel, Hasbro, Spin Master, Think Fun, Lego, Disney, like from many companies. At least 100 companies have participated. And some of these kids take the feedback that they get and they come back next year, the following year, with a new improved idea. And our kids have gotten into Target and toy stores all around the world. I think we've had about 12 kids get licensed with about $20 million worth of sales. It's really quite impressive, these kids. And some of them have gone on to work in the toy and game industry. And some are mentioned in books. There's a new book out called Kid Mentors. And some of our kids are quoted in there. There's a chapter on them, which is very, very exciting. And then last year, we really started to expand into the summer with Allison and a few stores, toy stores, with summer camp, which was really awesome because over the summer, the kids, need some creative things to keep them, fresh and involved. And this year, we've expanded it even further. So again, we are working with Happy Camper Live, which Allison, she has such a great network. And also the Astor stores have expanded it much further. So if you go to your local toy store, chances are they may be running summer camp. And they're going to be choosing winners, and it's going to be happening all summer long. It's very exciting. And we're also working with schools, not just around the US, but we have 9 schools in Mexico, and we're starting a partnership with a lot of schools in China. Who would have guessed that we'd be working there? And so we've expanded that, and we're coming up with new categories, and kids can participate virtually or online, virtually or in person. And in person is at the Chicago Toy and Game Fair, which is a lot of fun. We have a lot of toy and game companies and booths like Allison's where there's just fun. It's very interactive. It's in Chicago the 2nd week of November. But we just are really super, super, super passionate about these kids and invention. And we have toy companies that come just to see these kids, meet these kids, and give them feedback. They love the kids. In fact, one of our newest sponsors, USAopoly, said that's the highlight of all of our events is talking to the kids, which, he's right. That's what our business is about. We work for Santa, right? But the kids are our goal, our mission. We love the kids and we want to help them. And it's hard to explain like the passion that we all have for the kids in inventing. So are there any questions? Or I can expand on any part of this, of course.
I just wanted to say, I think it's so cool how from your daughter, I believe, invented a game to the fact that you decided like more kids need to be able to see this. I just think that's just so cool, and that's so inspirational. So I just wanted to point that out.
Wow, thank you very much. My daughter's a little embarrassed about it, believe it or not. Well, she's much older, and it's just kind of funny, but she's like, "Don't show that, I could have done better." And kind of funny. But we've had a lot of the kids, when they're up on stage, they like when they're giving their presentations, they'll dress up. They'll dress up as doctors, if their idea is related to that, or some of them put on caps or princess. It's really, these kids go all out. It is. And you can see some of the videos actually if you just Google Young Inventor Challenge or younginventorchallenge.com, you can get to it. It's the kids are and the other, I should actually mention too, what the toy and game companies really especially love about the kids is they get up there and they say, my name is, and this is what I've invented. Like they get right to the point and they're very excited. A lot of professional inventors, I mean, people that invent for a living, you know, like the inventor Jenga sometimes comes, or the inventor Bop It, or we've got all the big professional inventors that come and talk to the kids. They sometimes they don't get to the point right away with their game, and the toy and game company said these kids, they present so well. And we put a lot of them on television. We've had some of the kids on Conan O'Brien, on Martha Stewart, on Steve Harvey's show, ABC, NBC, see all of them. Some of our kids have done TED Talks because they really, in the invention process and explaining their toys and games, their presentation skills are off the chart. It's amazing.
Wow, that's a really great point in that, you know, the invention process, you know, of course you celebrate the idea and the product, but the fact that all of these skills are being developed is a huge impact beyond the invention. I had a question about how you nurture those relationships with the toy companies that made them feel comfortable and welcome in bringing children in. You know, that seems like it might be a risk or something easy for them to dismiss. So I was just curious about how you initiated those relationships.
Right. So we were lucky to have already started the Chicago Toy and Game Fair. So many of them were already exhibiting. And then about at the same year we started the Young Inventor Challenge, we started inventor conferences. And so the 2 days before the fair, we have conferences with 4 tracks. One is for professional inventors, and they come from 25 countries from everywhere. New inventors, student inventors, and then the product acquisition execs. Like, for example, Mattel is a sponsor, number one, but they sent 7 people last year. And they love the kids and they love the awards. We even have a Young Inventor award for our TAGGY Awards. Our TAGGY Awards are like the Oscars of the toy and game industry, and they're on the Friday night before the fair starts. And that particular category, the Young Inventor category, is for young inventors under 18 that have developed a product and got it on the shelf. And you would be surprised how many kids there are out there that have done that and have done very well. We always have at least 3. Last year we had 7, I think, kids competing to win the Young Inventor Award. And it's a full-blown, you know, they get in front. We had, you know, the president of Hasbro was there last year, and many others. Like, they just really they're inspired by these kids.
So I'm on the website right now, and I really love your idea. So I have 3 questions. Firstly, what are the names of your daughter's games, and where are they being sold?
So my daughter's games are Fraction Action, and they are no longer being sold because after I started the event, I got too busy. We stopped self-producing our games. What I should probably do is look at getting them licensed. Her name is Stephanie, and she lives in Salt Lake City now. She's all grown up. So.
And so, do you have the registration deadlines for the challenge, and what are the dates of the challenge?
Sure. So right now you can go online and register your name, and we'll keep you updated as the year goes by. October 15th is the deadline to submit for the November, which is, we call it the International Challenge, because there are so many different challenges happening over the summer. It's like the big one, right? And then the actual date of the competition is November 9th in Chicago.
And the final question, if somebody's interested in helping or volunteering at the Young Inventor Challenge, what's the best way to find out more?
Oh, send us a note. We have lots of volunteers at the challenge. They can send a note to me, to Mary at shytag.com. That's CHI like Chicago, TAG like toy and game. It's also on the website too. But we welcome all types of volunteers because we get a lot of kids.
I have a question. What was your favorite game or one of your favorite games growing up?
Oh, people ask me that all the time. It's become, since now I know all the inventors behind all the games, it's like they're my children almost. Like the games are like, I can't pick one, and I love them all, right? Sometimes you're like in the mood to a quick game, like like I like to, like a good analogy is to fast food. Like that would be like I want an ice cream cone from McDonald's, and sometimes I want a full dinner, right? And that would be Telestrations from USA Appley or Uno from Mattel. Like these are, I love them all. I can't really pick one. Sorry.
Just to clarify, is your email mary@chitage.com, or is it Mary and then your last name at chitage.com?
I can answer to anything.
Okay. Thank you.
Erin's email, our director, who Allison and I were talking about, Erin Hoffman is the director of our Young Inventor Challenge. She's been involved for many, many years. Her email is also on that page. You might see it somewhere on there. She'll be right on it.
Sandy, can I pop in for a question? Is that okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay, thanks. So Mary, I'm just picturing this the environment you work in, and I'm just wondering, is like, did every new toy, do you guys get to sit out and play with it or try the game? Or
we get to play with a lot of prototypes too, like before they become hot, which is really awesome. Like at the inventor conferences, a lot of the pro inventors will share what they're pitching, with me, some of them. And I've seen some of the biggest toys and games. I'm trying to actually think of an example of one, but a lot of them come out of our, I think Pigs on a Trampoline. This is a pretty hot game this year that came out of our conference, and others. And I am very lucky because I get signed toys and games from inventors. And some of them I especially treasure. Like I have the Game of Life, and it's signed by Reuben Kramer, who invented it. And we lost him 2 years ago. He was 99. Can you imagine? He was still inventing. And his close friend, Eddie Goldfarb, is 102, and he's still inventing. And Eddie invented Kerplunk, Shark Attack, Chattering Teeth, just all sorts of games, but he's still inventing. I think
the moral of that story is people who have fun live longer, right?
Or invent, right? If you keep your mind active, keep creative, and have fun, yes, you live long.
We've had some of your fabulous young inventors on our program before, and if you asked me to name 5 of them, I probably couldn't now. But the one that always sticks in my head is this cute little blonde girl who has this contraption around her waist, and it's something about get in my belly. Do you remember? Do you remember that Get in My Belly game? I think somebody's on the other side of the room trying to fling this thing into her belly pocket.
I know. I can't think of her name either now that you say it.
It was fun. It was cute and very simple.
I know one of the games from last year, catastrophic hairballs or something like that. We're actually helping them get a license agreement now. It was so adorable. We had it on a couple of television spots. So cute. These kids are so creative. And who better than kids to know what they want, right?
So do the kids move? I mean, I know that kids don't have to go to the camps in order to participate, but does that camp helping you fill the pipeline also for the Young Inventors Challenge?
Yes. So the summer programs help fill the channel, just as you say, and we're really just trying to get a big reach. It's a passion project of sorts, right? Just to get more kids inventing and thinking about toys and games. And, there's all sorts of studies, obviously, that talk about toys and games help kids. Like there's a new thing called MESH. Do you have anybody talking about MESH? Mental, emotional.
Say it again.
A mental, emotional, and social health. And toys and games are a big part of that because, kids play with one another. They're becoming more social, during the pandemic, a lot of kids, didn't get to see other kids and didn't get to play a lot. And so there's a big movement now in the toy industry called Mesh to get kids to be playing together and parents to be using toys and games to get their kids to talk. And it's a really very interesting movement. If you go to our People of Play website, peopleofplay.com, and I think actually one of the most recent articles in the blog is about Mesh. There's probably about 7 articles in there. It was started by the head of Think Fun, Rachel Harmuth, and she's getting the whole industry involved in it.
I was going to ask you if there were trends that you noticed. So the fact that mesh is a trend is very encouraging.
It is very encouraging, to get the kids. I don't think devices are bad, but sometimes kids spend a little too much time on them, right? So this gets them interacting more with their family and friends.
Sounds like a great idea. I just Googled or checked through our schedule, and I don't see anybody using that acronym. So if you can recommend somebody come, you should do that. If you know somebody that would talk to our group in October 12th and 13th is the next field trip.
I will definitely introduce you to Rachel.
We can even do it as a panel if she wants to speak with a panel. We just need to know in advance.
Sure. There's a woman named Dr. Deborah Gamboa that has done studies on this, and it's really very interesting.
Sounds great.
I just wanted to say, before you log off, I really loved your idea and I would like to connect with you more on that because that is just so cool.
I'd love to connect with you on this. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining. I think, what time is it?
Thank you, Allison and Mary, and how nice that we had that opportunity to collaborate there in between. That was really special. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for having us. I mean, I love this program. It's really very special.